check-in going on.
Like, just being here, it's like I just forgot we even did Christmas.
I know. That's awesome.
That happens.
We need to mark the point of this again when we start. The last couple times we dropped the ball in this intro.
Oh, are we going to change our music?
All gold, everything. All gold, everything.
Welcome to All Gold Everything.
All gold, everything.
All Gold Everything. All Gold Everything. A podcast for people who need a damn vacation.
Yes.
It's true. Sandy, how are you?
As we're just coming off of everybody being on the holiday
That's
break.
true. But I kind of feel like when you have a good vacation, you need a vacation from your vacation sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, nothing makes me want to leave my job faster than going on a vacation that's fucking beautiful and then being like, oh, I got to go back to work. I want to be on I need a vacation from my vacation. I'm on permanent vacation right now, but some people aren't.
I mean, I found myself wishing today that I have a trip planned in a couple weeks. I found myself wishing today that I could just stay home. I'm like, if I could just sleep in and wander around my house in my robe until I figure out what life's about, that would be great.
You touched on something that is so exciting for us. My brother, Fred Bushy, put together some new music for us that we don't have this week, but next week I think we'll have. It is on our special exclusive unboxing episode.
Yes.
And it goes, all gold, everything, all gold, everything. So we're going to really get down to that, which is awesome, Thank
you, Fred.
Speaking of the holiday season, you're rocking a new shirt, I think, from your love this season. Yes, this episode.
Camera's right there.
How was your holiday season of gifting?
It was good.
Yeah.
It was a little weird because it is the first year that I wasn't like super inspired.
Yeah.
There's always certain people I'm not super inspired for. Like, plug your ears, guys, if you're listening to this. But if I'm slipping $100 bill in a card for you,
it means I couldn't think of anything.
It means that that's probably the best thing you're going to get out of me because I can't think of what to get you. But like specifically for Joey and Kyla, they're the two that like I try to get really inspired for.
Yeah,
and
I will still say $100 from you. $100 is nice.
Thank you.
That is a nice gift because at least it's not the reverse. I was thinking of like when I was little, my grandparents would give me $100. What are the things that oh my God, I don't think people even use these anymore. They were like these little notes. Yes, my mom's in the studio with us, which we're going to get to later. But it's $100 savings bonds, and then you would just hang on to it or whatever, and then you would cash it out, and you'd have like $104 instead of $100 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, they would start to send me like $20 at a time, and I'm like, I need $100 more than ever at age 27.
No, because they're on a damn fixed income, so recognize. Jeez, he's entitled.
Entitled. It's true. So anyway, I'll just circle back and say $100 is a damn nice gift. If you could call it uninspired.
Since we're going to be shallow as fuck and materialistic, I'll tell you, I realize what the benefit of marriage is.
Yeah.
My holiday check from my dad doubled.
Oh, nice.
Happy
Thank
wedding.
you.
and I'm cashing it. Like, it's
hell
not
yeah.
Like I'm gonna here, Joey, here's $200 for you.
No, you're keeping all it. We're going on vacation in 10 days. Where are you going?
Hawaii.
Yes, and where are you going in Hawaii?
I'm going to go to the island of Oahu. Yes. I'm going to stay at Disney Alani Resort.
Disney Alani. That would be amazing. Maybe we should tag them in this episode, see if they'll give us something for free.
They will not give us anything for free.
Something for you to review. Something for us to unbox.
Perhaps. Let's not. Probably not.
Maybe not.
Probably not.
I don't know.
I mean, we could always try. What the heck?
Yeah.
And then we're going to head over to the Big Island, which is like essentially a large explosion. Like, I picture it like an adolescent boy's face, just like exploding. And so I don't know what we're going to do on the Big Island.
How many days will you be on the
expect.
Big Island for?
I think 4.
And you will have had the Disney treatment first and then the choose your own adventure.
Yes.
Nice. Are you guys Airbnb-ing at the second spot?
Yes.
Oh, that'll be fun. I kind of feel like you're the queen of Airbnb though, because you've done it a lot and you've done it a lot for a number of years. Like you're one of the first people I knew that Airbnb'd, and I feel like you've never had like a nightmare experience other than the cockroach experience in New Mexico. But I don't even know if that was really a nightmare. I mean, that was more about like
that was part of the adventure because we knew we were staying at an off-the-grid geodome, so like all bets are off when you book the off-the-grid geodome. And Joey booked our South Carolina military shower experience,
right?
I talked about that. I think
no,
on the
you
last
didn't.
podcast.
You actually the last thing we talked about on the last podcast about South Carolina was that you had sustained an injury, a paranormal injury.
Oh, right.
I got us way off on a tangent about your paranormal Airbnb.
We only got about 5 minutes of hot water in that
Oops.
Airbnb between 3 people.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, but he booked that one. I usually do have pretty good luck. It's tough
You
though.
do.
I don't know what we're gonna get on the Big Island, but I know we're gonna be somewhere really lovely. It'll be fine.
That's going to be amazing. How many days are you going for total?
9, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
Queen. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
If you can get yourself upgraded to first class on that, you should try to because on the flight, because the flight first class, Jeff and I did it. I don't know what happened. We booked our tickets to Hawaii for our honeymoon through Hawaiian, and they must not have been sold out of their first class because maybe a month before the flight, they offered us the opportunity to bid on upgrading our seats to first class. And so I paid like an extra $150 or something, and we won the bid, and we were bumped up to first class, and it was dope.
So I will jump on that opportunity.
Do a little bit
if
of
it
checking.
presents itself.
Yes.
I know that when I flew to Hawaii or home from Hawaii the last time, the girlfriend I was flying with had all the moves, and she got us upgraded to first class. And I don't remember how she did it. And it was on Hawaiian, so it must be their deal.
Yeah, it must be. So you had a pretty nice Christmas then, or nice holiday. You gifted some stuff. You received some gifts. Anything that you're like on fire about?
No, I mean, well, yeah. I mean, gosh, this is so hard to be honest. I got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I got a lot of stuff.
Cool.
And like,
well, actually, I know how you are about stuff because you get stuff and then in order for something to go into your closet, you have to get something out of your closet. It has to be traded. You do not just accumulate items.
Right.
No, that's not your style.
Yeah. So it's tough.
Yeah. It means some decisions have to get made.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not going to talk specifics or anything, but I think that there's going to be a donation box heading to, Goodwill or somewhere because I'm just not into keeping stuff, and so it's like, how can we come up with a way to like just get away from gifting because it's like it causes a lot of, I think it causes a lot of stress to people.
Yes.
The people who purchased these gifts for me were really trying to find something that I would really like, and it's just it's tough for everybody.
Also, I have to say you're powering through like a champ tonight. You're not feeling 100%.
No, I'm getting over some virus.
But you look amazing.
It might be 4 viruses. I think there's 4. I do. I think there's RSV, coronavirus, rhinointero, and probably some paraflu.
This from Dr. Sandy. I love it. You know what's going on with you.
I do.
I think you make
I'm
a really interesting point about getting away from gifting because Jeff and I started our holiday attempting to do this because in November we went to Mexico and we're gonna have a low key holiday, and then my ego and grandiosity got the better of me and I couldn't quite stay in the bounds of that, and then we agreed we're going to get the puppy, which we'll get to, and then some of the wheels kind of came off, but I really feel like he and I did a pretty good job of not gifting too much to each other, and and we were talking about gifts with other people, and we're like, oh, maybe it's like time for us to just like put the kibosh on gifting because we're adults now, so maybe we could all have an experience instead. I know like for our immediate nuclear family, we're trying to move away from like gifting a bunch of plastic shit to having an experience like that's a travel experience or like a maybe not even as big as a travel experience, just like a thing together that we do together, you know what I mean? And then maybe someday expanding that outward so we can all stop sending plastic stuff to each other or whatever,
Yeah. Well, last year at my sister's, we all just brought one gift and did a white elephant party. And I think that for large family gatherings, that's just a really great idea. It just takes the pressure off.
It makes a ton of sense.
Of everybody.
Yeah.
But like between like Joey and I and Kyla and I definitely, it was my first Christmas without Kyla coming home. So I made sure that I, gave her the treatment that I gave her, like as a child growing up. So I sent her a box of wrapped gifts for her to put under her tree and a stuffed stocking. And I mean, I did it.
So sweet.
I did it for me.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That was what I needed to
good.
do to feel okay about her not coming home.
Yeah.
But like that kind of stuff, I don't
do.
think I'll stop doing. Like, and then for Joey, this was my first year. I wasn't inspired, so I just like bought him a bunch of like clothes, and then he must have had the same experience because he bought me a bunch of clothes.
Yeah.
And so like 2 things. The one was I felt really special. He bought me a bunch of like really pretty things.
Yeah, that's
awesome. And it made me feel like, oh, a princess and I deserve these beautiful things. Like, so he did well. He made me feel good.
Yeah.
But then tonight I was trying everything on and going through my closet and I'm like, I got to get rid of stuff, and I will. Like, it'll be easy to like replace stuff because he did buy me like really lovely things.
Right.
But it's like. I don't need all this stuff. I have everything I need.
I have the stuff I need.
And I feel really strongly, this sounds so fucking cheesy, but maybe it's because of my age. Like, I have everything I need, and everything that has to do with our relationships.
Yeah.
And not like things.
Yeah. No, and that's true. And I also, I'll piggyback on that just to say that, and you also have like an incredible closet that is full of like all your big pieces. Like you have a number of great jackets, you have a number of great pairs of denim. And so it's like, came across this, sometimes I want to shop for Jeff and I'm like, wait a minute, he's got all the stuff that he needs. He doesn't have any like wardrobe holes to fill.
I did buy Joey some sweet shoes though.
Oh, nice.
Oh, he looks so good.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then when I actually gave him to him for his birthday because his birthday's near Christmas. And when we were in South Carolina, I saw his son like looking up and down going, Dad, you look good. And I was just like,
yes. Well, I have to say, Jeff gifted me a jewelry subscription service.
That's cool.
Which I'm very excited about. It's called Switch. And basically what it is it's this online jewelry retailer. They offer vintage and current pieces from any number of designers. And you basically like go ahead and you go through and you heart all of your favorites. And then you add 2 items to your closet and you get to check those 2 items out and they send them to you. And then when you send one of those back, they send you another item or whatever. You get to keep it as long as you want. So I'm very excited. The first two pieces that I have coming my way, which I'll be wearing next week, are 2 vintage Chanel pieces.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I'm really excited. One is going to be one is the classic drop necklace with the C's, and then one is a little medallion bracelet. So I'm just planning on wearing those until I don't want to take them off anymore.
That's a great gift.
So that's kind of cool because it'll give us access to some new jewelry, and we don't have to go out and buy it all. So that's I spent probably an hour going through the website, being like, yes, hearting all the stuff. So that was really fun.
That's fun.
Yeah. The other thing that was awesome is that my mom is here. She's visiting from Denver. She's in the studio with us tonight. Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
And she has been here since the 23rd. She flew in on the 23rd, and I went and picked her up, and then we went to a full moon ritual ceremony.
Oh, I need to hear how that was. I wanted to try to go to that.
So it was amazing. Our friend Marisa put it on. Her and her cousin Christina. They did it at Imagine Yoga Studio in Lake Oswego. They do it every full moon, so it's not something that you've missed out on. You can always do it. You do not have to commit to more than one session. You can go once. You can go every week, every month, whatever you want to do. I will say that my favorite part about it was actually how it started, which was with a shamanic visioning process, which I had. I don't think I've ever done. Maybe I have. But basically, it was like a meditation. So you like lay down, and Marisa walks you through the visioning process. So she's like, imagine yourself. I'm going to do parts of it, but obviously not as well as she would do it. But it's like, imagine yourself in the forest, and you can like feel your feet grounded into Mother Earth. You can feel like the sun, shining on your face and on your chest. You can lean back. You can feel the breeze. And she was talking, just kind of like to get us grounded into.
She was hypnotizing you.
She might have been hypnotizing
you. You were getting hypnotized.
I will tell you, I was a little distracted because since I'm recently blonde, I spent probably the first 60 to 90 seconds of the visioning being like, am I blonde or am I brunette? What does my hair look like? What am I wearing? How does this feel? Am I warm? Am I cold? I mean, I really was like, the wheels were turning. So,
but that's okay.
And it is okay. So, so then eventually once you got grounded into the visioning, your spirit animal appeared.
Oh, cool.
Yes. And the spirit animal that appeared to me
animal?
was a bunny rabbit.
Okay. I heard that just interrupt.
Yes, interrupt.
I love the term spirit animal.
Yeah.
It's just I love using it. It's so descriptive. I read an article that it was cultural appropriation.
Oh, right. Or that Okay, so this would be like a guide, a totem,
like
or a guide animal, or some kind of spirit guide.
What do they call it in Harry Potter?
I don't know. I haven't ever read the Harry Potter series.
Mark,
sorry.
What do they call
Mark,
it?
Mark, have you read Harry Potter?
No, but in witchcraft, it's called the familiar.
Okay, the familiar. Okay, let's call it that.
Sabrina.
There we go.
Yeah.
Is it the Misadventures or the Adventures of Sabrina?
The Chilling Adventures.
The Chilling Adventures. Thank you. I don't know what it's. Misadventures, Chilling Adventures. Okay, so the familiar or the guide shows up. So my guide was a little bunny rabbit. Because we were instructed that our guide take an animal form, I think that's probably why mine showed up as a bunny rabbit. But I later looked up to see what that means when your guide is a bunny rabbit. And it basically means you're like ultra vigilant.
Oh.
That you are someone who is like hyper aware because bunnies are like really like they're pretty skittish. They're aware of a lot of things. They react pretty quickly. So anyway, my guide was a bunny rabbit, and so then the bunny rabbit takes you through like this little maze that you go through, and each step you take in the maze, you drop a self-limiting belief that you have, and then you get to the middle of the maze, and you meet another guide, and you say like, tell your guide what you want. And I found myself yelling at my guide like, I want to trust myself.
This is exactly like my hypnosis sessions.
Amazing.
Yeah, this is
maybe
so
she was
good.
hypnotizing us.
I think she was. She may not know it.
Yeah, but I have to say I was psyched about it. It probably really only lasted 5 or 7 minutes. Although if I was hypnotized, maybe it lasted. Maybe I didn't know how long it lasted.
That's right. You know that's right. I'm still like sorry if I seem like I'm not here. I'm still stuck trying to figure out what the Harry Potter.
Do you want to take a pause and look for it?
I don't want to take a pause.
Can we get my mom on the case?
I think your mom knows.
Mom, do you read any Harry Potter? No, I don't. That's a no.
Okay.
Okay.
I just need to let it go.
Let it go.
I just have to
drop
tell you.
the self-limiting belief about the Harry Potter thing.
Right.
There we go.
I know what it is and I can't think of it and it's killing me and it's causing me to not be present is what's happening. And that's really disappointing. But I'm present enough because I really wanted to try to go to that because just reading the description, I knew that I didn't know. I have a little bit of skepticism, but I was like, I really am like down to like, I want to go to this. I want to see if I could go. But my text was like non-committal because I know how my life has been lately. Yeah. And it was like, I really want to go, but I cannot commit. And then the next text that comes through on the group text is like, could you buy tickets? And I'm like, no, I said I can't commit. So then I was like, no, I can't go.
Well, the good news is it's only $10 and you can go next month. I will say I was glad that we had committed and bought the tickets because it was pouring down. It was a torrential downpour. And if I had not actually purchased the tickets, I might have bailed and been like, well, maybe I'll go another day. Yeah. But so anyway, the visioning piece only lasted about 7 minutes. And honestly, I told Marisa and Christina afterwards, it was my favorite part. I would do like an entire hour of that because I felt like I wasted so much of the beginning of it being like, am I blonde or am I brunette? What am I wearing? What do I look like? Am I cute? I mean, so much.
Oh, well,
it took me a minute to settle it.
Too bad. You might need a few more sessions.
Exactly. Might need a few more sessions.
Yeah.
So that was really interesting. The other thing that I wanted to tell you about is that we picked up our puppy Lemon today.
Oh, yes. That's what I want to hear about.
Yes. So I sent some pictures to Mark. I don't know. Did you get that email, Mark? He looks like he's furiously moving things around. There we go. Here's some pictures of Lemon and Henry. These are too cute. First of all, Lemon.
Patronus.
Patronus is the Harry Potter. Okay.
So your Patronus is a bunny rabbit.
My Patronus is a bunny rabbit.
Okay.
Okay, but we picked up my dog today.
Oh, tell me about Lemon. I'm free.
There are pictures. Lemon is on the screen. If you are listening to the podcast, you can head into YouTube, pull us up.
Those
it's at minute 16 that you will find all the pictures of Lemon. So Lemon on the pink black blanket is Lemon in the car ride home. Then there's Lemon on my mom's lap, and then there's Lemon and Henry getting to know each other. So
those are great photos.
Honestly, this went about as well as it could have gone. Lemon is 8 weeks old.
Yes.
And she and Henry were like interested in each other. She's a tiny little baby.
She is here to bond with you. This is the bonding
honestly
phase.
And that's the easiest when she's like in someone's arms because otherwise Henry is like trying to alpha her a little bit. So he's like kind of pawing at her, but she won't really just roll over and say like, okay, you're the big dog here. And so like today he ended up nudging her off the couch and it hasn't gotten to like any kind of yipping and barking, but it does make me like a little bit anxious. I'm struggling a little bit with today settling into this.
You gotta trust the dogs. They got this.
Trust the dogs. Trust that the dogs got it because it's just like a lot of like it just is a lot of. There's a lot to manage, and you and I both know that I am not management material, so I'm just trying to like let it go. Yeah, but it's hard. So
well, do you have an assigned caretaker for the dog, or are you guys under the false illusion you're all going to share a responsibility?
I'm going to be the assigned caretaker because I am self-employed.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Yeah. Because you're the one that's stressed out.
Yeah.
Is everyone else stressed out?
Yeah. No, which is great. I mean, if anyone else is stressed out, it's only because of the stress that I am like, I was telling my mom on the way over here, I just feel like my energy today has been a ball of like that frenzied. Now she didn't agree, so that's good. So maybe it's all my own perception of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a bummer because this is like a really memorable day and it's like a day to just like enjoy. Yeah. Because like I know when I'm a ball of frenetic energy and I'm just stressed out, I'm not present, and then I'm
No.
like, I don't remember it like I was there.
I know.
It's just a blur.
I know.
I mean, that was basically my life. But
Well, I was like thinking, I told them all today, like, I don't know how people do this with children. Like, I do not even know, because even like as we were headed to go pick up Lemon, I was like,
even worse.
I know.
You can't put your kid in a crate.
I know. I'm not cut out for this. There is
Yeah.
no way. There's just no way. Like, it was on the way there today. I was like, this is our last lunch as a family with only one dog. This is our, like all night last night. I was like, this is our last night in the front of the fire with only one dog. Now we're gonna have another one. Like, I just, and then today, once we picked up the dog, like I said, it went swimmingly. The dogs are like totally fine with each other. Poppy's great with both the dogs. Jeff's great. My mom's great with, and I was like, So anyway, I got to try to get into today and stay out of tomorrow in the future. So we were talking about, before we started the podcast, we were talking about tech drama. I don't know. Oh, you were trying to fix. Oh, two things. This is related. First of all,
because you don't want to hear my rants.
No, I do want to hear your rants, and our listeners want to hear your rants. They do. My debit card got skimmed this past week, and then whoever skimmed my 16-digit number also skimmed my PIN number. So then my bank was like, you have to get a new card and a new PIN and all the stuff. And so then of course everything at the holiday time is on auto. Everything's on auto pay anyway, and at holiday time it's like flexing its muscles extra hard. And then I had to my payments were declined like all over the place because all the wrong cards are in all the wrong places and da-da-da-da. So I spent the last 48 to 72 hours redoing all my, Amazon and Apple Pay and blah, 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 whatever. So I feel like I've proven myself as a technological savant.
Nice. I'm glad to hear that.
Yes. And then I was brainstorming the other night at Christmas dinner, actually. I was brainstorming with a new entrepreneur idea. Okay. Hang with me on this.
Yes.
You and I have a friend who recently went through a bad breakup. And I was like, I was thinking my husband was like, oh, has anyone gotten her password to all of her social media to delete all of her pictures of her ex? And I was like, well, no one has done that yet, but I could definitely add that as a service. Like, I would be your social media cleaner, kind of in the same vein of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, where you could pay me $500 and I will go into all your accounts and I'll delete your pictures from your social medias, but I'll download them so you have them if you want them again. No. You could pay me a storage fee. So
why?
I don't know.
That defeats the purpose.
I'm in your camp that you should just delete these and never look back. But some people I feel like wouldn't go that far and would be willing to almost like the same idea as cord blood, how you bank baby cord blood. You could bank your ex's pictures with me. I'll just hang on to them.
You just promote this poor life skills. Let's just promote it. Just kidding.
I'll call myself the cleaner. Okay. Is what I've decided.
Well, can we add a service like that's your standard cleaner and then cleaner premium? Then you'll actually Venmo all their exes and be like, request money.
Yes.
Yeah. Just request $30.
Right. And also I'll Venmo their exes and make them pay for half of this service or something too, without them even realizing it.
I just I've always wanted to just Venmo all my exes and just request money and be like, you owe me. Just pay me. I've always wanted to do that.
I'll do that for you.
Okay. I think you should just all your exes. I just think you should add it to your service.
That's amazing. I absolutely want to do that. Noted. The other thing that's happening for me is vegan-ish has become as heavy on the ish and very light on the vegan this holiday season, I will say. I had a hard time ever since November, really. I've had a hard time kind of recommitting. But now that the season is over and there's no more, there's not homemade cookies. There's still a lot of homemade goodies in my life. So
yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna move back towards heavier on the vegan, lighter on the ish.
Yeah.
Just need to update a little bit on that.
Well, I've been so stoked on the scones I've been making, and everybody in the household acts like they're just golden and sent down from the heavens.
Are they vegan scones or regular scones?
Vegan.
Oh yeah, nice.
And then we were in South Carolina. We were at a coffee shop and we were starving, and there were no vegan baked goods, so we got a scone.
Yeah.
And it was fucking heaven.
It was really good.
It was so good. Yeah. It made my vegan scones taste like biscuits.
I had a filet mignon last night.
Oh, that you can't even. Okay. You cannot say your this. I do this with Joey.
I knew you were gonna feel some kind of way about this.
I do this with Joey. Joey's so funny. He told me today. He's like, Boo, I don't think I'm vegan anymore. I'm like, Boo, you have not been vegan for 6 months.
I need to take it off my Instagram profile. There's some changes I need to make.
Ever since we were New Mexico, my husband has not been vegan. And
Right.
yesterday he says to me,
Takes a minute to come around to it.
I don't think I'm vegan anymore. I'm like, oh, was it the pork that you ate?
Yeah, starting with the carnitas that I had in Mexico in November, I really have been pretty heavily. I'm like, I haven't even been vegetarian. I mean, I couldn't be further from vegan, but there are some things that I'm still doing plant-based. So I kind of feel like in the new year, I'm going to be able to swing back into it because like I know all the recipes, I know all the stuff, but like I just needed to out myself. My Instagram currently says that I'm a vegan athlete. Like I'm not right now. It's just, I'm sorry. I'm barely an athlete and I'm definitely not vegan right now. Like, so sorry.
I better check and see what my Instagram says I am. I'm like, oh shit.
Yours is cute. It has like a little plant next to it. Yours is
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I'm guilty of veganish during the holidays. Like,
Yeah.
I think I said last week on the podcast that like everybody in the pharmacy's face dropped when Jeanette told me that something I was eating had butter, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I've been doing with baked goods.
Yeah.
Like if I don't have a vegan option and there's a baked good, I can't not eat the baked good.
Well, plus they are so good. I mean, pastries is probably the thing. Although I agree with you. I've learned to make some vegan scones that I really like. There are some vegan pastries that are really good substitutes, but like real pastries are seriously, they're one of the things I miss the most.
Yeah.
I do think I would have made it through the holiday season vegan-ish if I hadn't come off the rails when we were in Mexico, because then I think I probably would have found some willingness to even at least do vegetarian while we were at dinner last night at a steakhouse instead of a filet. But I was kind of like, well, last month,
Well,
and honestly, and I still feel like, and I have always been the kind of person that has like an ironclad stomach anyway, so it's not even like that thing of like, well, I haven't eaten meat in 6 months, is it gonna hurt my stomach? I'm like, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not gonna hurt.
Well, and
It's gonna feel fine.
here's like my real philosophy on it. Eat what you want. Just eat what you want
right.
to eat.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. And I mean, even if like, my only commitment or thoughts around veganism are around the sustainability and like the environmental consequences. And I'm like, you know what? Even if 80% of the year I eat vegan, I'm still doing a pretty good job. So,
It's true. And let's not lose sight of that, because that is totally true.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. Okay, so somebody that I was going to say somebody that we know, but we do not know these people.
Okay. Well, I still can't figure out who went through the bad breakup.
Oh, I can tell you after the show, but I don't want to tell you on the air.
Yeah, don't put her on blast. Oh!
Okay. So
I didn't know. I don't know the details, so I didn't realize.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth got married this weekend. They had a surprise little wedding.
Good for you.
Yeah, congratulations.
Good for
Congratulations.
you, Miley Cyrus.
I saw some of the photos. They were really cute. And
I want to see her wedding dress.
it's like very classic. It's like a white, it's kind of origami-y. And it's like no frills though. I saw a side view of it, so I need to see. I agree. I need to see the full version.
Yeah.
Okay, but she currently has a song that's like topping the charts called "Nothing Breaks Like a Heart." Have you heard it?
No.
It's good.
I need to get out from under my rock, for real.
I know you do. If I had realized you hadn't heard it, I would have sent a clip to Mark so that we could review it on the air.
Right.
But anyway, it has like a very Dolly Parton inspired 9 to 5 kind of feel. And Dolly Parton is the mentor of hers. I guess Dolly Parton and Miley Cyrus's dad are like pals. And
I could see that.
Yeah, and maybe Dolly Parton is Miley Cyrus's godmother or something.
No way.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that's true. So anyway, she's returning, especially now that I think she's clean and sober now, and she's kind of going back to this whole country roots thing anyway. So I don't really know what I wanted to say about that, except for the fact that we got married this year. Miley Cyrus got married this year.
Oh no, shit. Oh, Miley.
Oh wait, we each got married. We didn't get married to each other.
Oh well, in a way we kind of did too,
I know,
right?
that's
I mean,
true.
we have like a serious commitment happening now.
We do. We absolutely do. And the other thing is, well, it was a surprise wedding. So you had something close to a surprise wedding. Yeah.
Well, no, yeah. Surprise, we had a wedding and nobody was invited.
There you go. Ta-da! And it was beautiful.
Yeah. It wasn't like, surprise, you guys are all invited to my wedding. You thought it was a porno party.
Right. Yeah. Because I would really, yeah. You think you're here for a Tupperware event. How about that? We're really
Tupperware.
Yeah. So the other thing that came out of the news today that I was looking at is that the city of Portland is one step closer to having a Major League Baseball team.
Oh, okay. Where are they going to put them?
They're putting them. There's a deal with the Port of Portland. I can't remember exactly.
What about the hops?
They're not going to be going where the hops are because it's in Hillsborough.
The hops aren't going to get promoted?
No, the Hops are part of. I think the Hops are a AAA. Oh God, farm team for the Red Sox or something.
Oh,
yeah, they're already part of another major league organization, so they're like the farm team for one of the other major league teams.
Because didn't the Timbers get promoted?
They did.
Yeah.
A little bit different scenario though.
Okay.
Okay, so the thing about this is it had me thinking. I would take season tickets to Major League Baseball. Mm-hmm. I think I would.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, because I think it would be fun. Lots of games, lots of snacks, probably moderately good weather. The season's long, though. It does start in like April or something, maybe May, and then it runs through October. So you wouldn't be sitting
That's
out.
good times.
Yeah, you wouldn't be sitting out in the rain. That maybe a little bit on either end. But my other thought about this was, so I would easily take season tickets to baseball. Done. Especially my husband's a huge baseball fan, so that's kind of a no-brainer. But is there anything else in the world that you have ever I have always wanted kind of season tickets to something. I think part of it is like a status thing where I'm like, oh, I want to be able to have.
I know, because I
tickets.
did notice you're just jumping on, like, because for me, I'm like, oh, it'd be fun to go to a baseball game here, and then you're like, I'd take season tickets.
I'd take season tickets.
You're like already, you're like, I'm going to tell you where I sit in the world.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to take season tickets to this event. So part of it is a little bit of that. I will say, I can say that. But part of it is I do like doing I like having commitments. I like being out and about doing things, and I am a sports fan, so I would go do that. And I've always kind of thought like, oh, what else would I want? I'd take season tickets to the Blazer, to basketball, I guess. But is there anything in the world that you have that you've ever been like, oh, I want season tickets to this?
No.
Or that you would want to see regularly?
I was on the list for season tickets for Portland Timbers for a really long time, because I used to go to Timbers games back in my drinking days. Yeah. So that's when I got on the list. And I just came up for an opportunity to buy tickets this year. And Joey and I decided to pass. I mean, they're expensive. We don't have the time to go to games all the time. True. And we both had this realization that that's just not us anymore. Yeah. And not that it won't be down the road, but it's not right now. So we passed up the opportunity for Timbers season tickets.
It would kind of be a pain in the ass to have to unload your tickets, or to feel compelled to be like, oh, I have tickets for this game, I can't go. Somebody Facebook messaged me, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. And I noticed that people who hold season tickets do feel compelled to do that. Yeah. We went to a Blazers game a couple weeks ago because a friend was like, oh, we have these season tickets and they're great seats, and do you guys want them or whatever? And then they got passed on, and then we ended up with them. So, which was awesome because we got to go see a game, but was like, I don't know, I just feel like there would be some pressure to get your seats filled if you weren't going to be there.
Yeah, because they're thousands of dollars.
They are.
It's not inexpensive. And if I don't have the time to go, I would feel guilty. I should go. And also, I used to go. I used to have a lot of fun. But the things that I value to spend my time doing, I don't think are standing out watching a soccer game. I think every now and then it would be a great time. But I just don't think that I'm the person that regularly follows soccer anymore.
Yeah. I occasionally think about getting season tickets to an art thing, like season tickets to the Portland Opera or something. Yeah. But even then, it's still 5 operas. You're probably going to know 3 songs in one of them. Yeah. It's a big commitment to a lot of unknowns.
I wonder. I mean, I think you either have to be a real big fan of whatever the sport or the art or whatever is. You'd either have to be a really big fan and already really committed to it. Yeah. Or you probably really are just doing it for prestige to say I have the season tickets.
I agree. Speaking of not having time to be in a baseball game or in some kind of sporting event every week, how is the Wildwood end-to-end trading coming along?
Oh, that's actually giving me life. I might not be depressed. Well,
that's big news.
I'm clearly depressed because you're talking about season tickets, and I'm like, why the fuck would I want season fucking tickets to any fucking thing? Don't you know nothing brings me joy?
Oh, nothing brings you joy. It's so fun to co-host with you when you remind me that nothing at all brings you joy.
You're like, season tickets. I'm like, no.
Actually, just
I'm like an obstinate teenager, and no.
It actually just makes me that much more grateful for the fact that you will show up here every week and we smile and laugh. It makes me really appreciative.
Just wait till I come out of my depression. I'm like, oh my gosh, season tickets to baseball sounds fun.
Maybe
that could happen. That's how
I dream.
That's how I used to be. I used to just fill up all my hours, all the things I wanted to do, and this thing with I call it the drum circle, but it's not a drum circle.
Oh, the full moon ritual.
The full moon ritual. I actually really wanted to do that, and it was kind of a first for me this season.
Yeah.
Like I've had a season of no, I just want to stay home. So just even to want to go to that was like a big move forward for me. But so Wildwood End to End update, kids, even though I don't know anybody's running except for our friend Tanner. I think he's the only one that's like truly committed with me. I'm running. I'm following the plan. I'm definitely like not following it to a T, but I'm getting all my miles in.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling like myself for the first time in a long time.
How long was the long run this week, or is the long run? Have you gotten to it yet?
And I haven't gotten to this week. That'll be this weekend. Actually, this weekend, so, you know, it's Christmas week. And so I made it the recovery week fell on Christmas week. So the long run this week is not very long.
Oh, nice.
But last week I did a back-to-back 12 and then 8. And because I was in South Carolina running on a shit ton of hills, I just chose a really hilly 12 and a hilly 8. So I did that double, like back-to-back 2 days in a row. And I got, you know, my first 40-mile week in a long time.
Nice.
And I felt really good. Like I felt good about myself. And I'm out there and I'm like, this is me. This is like, it just felt so good.
That's amazing.
I'm really happy about that. And I'm happy that I got all my miles in, enjoying the recovery week, because Christmas has been stupid and I just don't have time.
Right.
I wouldn't have time to run even if I had to. So that was sweet. And then looking forward to getting back into another build. So if anybody out there is actually doing it with me,
reach out and let us know.
Yeah, let me know how it's going, because this is actually the only thing I'm excited about right now. Thank you.
DM us at all.gold.pod on Instagram. Let us know if you're running with Sandy and how it's going for you. Also DM us if you want to make signs together, because I'll be making signs. I'll be doing all the signage. And also, after you're done DMing us, make sure you hit us up on Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review.
Yes. 5-star rating and write a review.
Write a review. We just got another 5-star rating the other day, so that was good. But we also like getting those reviews. And also, if you have a minute to subscribe to us on YouTube, that helps us out tremendously.
Yeah.
Huge help.
Subscribe on Apple Podcasts first and foremost. Then you can subscribe on YouTube.
Hit all the subscribes.
Hit all the subscribe. If you see a subscribe button, just hit it.
Just start
like, oh, this is what they want me to do. This is what they mean.
Indiscriminately subscribing to
press
stuff.
the button.
It'll be fantastic. Trust us.
Yes.
Trust us. Speaking of trust us, we're wrapping up our year. We're wrapping up 2018. I can't believe we've been doing this for a year.
I know. I can't believe we've been doing this for a year. I can't believe how much we've changed.
I know, it's crazy. I just have a note on here to say, it says year in review. And now we have 25 minutes to talk about the year in review. But I was going to say that as I was thinking about the year in review, I was thinking about this time last year when we did Goodbye 2017, Hello 2018, and how distraught we were.
We were distraught.
Shit was dark.
That was when the depression started.
It might have been. I'm sure it was when the depression started. You had a foot injury. You were wearing your millennial pink Adidas shoes.
Oh my gosh, your memory is really good.
It is good. I didn't even have to review, go back and listen to that episode. I just remember sitting in the other room and commenting on your millennial pink sneaks. Nice. So anyway, highlights, lowlights. Any thoughts that you have about having done this for a? Let me put you on the spot for 52 weeks, basically. Well, here's the thing: we started out doing every other week.
Right.
Until about June. And then in June, we went to every week. So, I don't know. We've been doing it now for 30-some weeks straight or something.
Well, we're on episode 30. What episode are we on?
38. This is episode 38.
Yeah. I mean, shit.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I don't. It's crazy. I think I'm finally not ashamed to tell people to listen. I mean,
that hurts, Sandy. That hurts.
This is me.
It's
This
you.
is my thing.
That's all right.
It's like I'm coming up here and I'm like just saying what I think about everything.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so critical that you do that.
And I'm so critical.
Yeah.
And but yeah, no, it's been really good. Like the thing that keeps coming up is I cannot believe how much we've grown.
Yeah.
And how much what we're doing has grown. Mm-hmm. And it's not that we've changed and so I'm not ashamed. Is that I'm finally this is a part of me. I think I finally incorporated it into a part of who I am. Whereas it was just I'm just doing that for fun. Oh, it's this thing on the side. And now I'm no, it's my fucking podcast, bitch. You better listen.
It's my thing. Yeah, having integrated it as opposed to just being it's my little passion thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, one of the things that I think is amazing is that for the last couple, year, we've been showing up every week and doing it. And even though it is integrating more deeply into our lives, we have been, we've been every week we're in here, especially on video, toying with something, testing something new, trying something different. And yet we can still show up. We have refined our ability to chit chat and like have segments and move through the show a little bit. But by and large, like we're still the same people we were 12 months ago.
Right.
Which I think is fascinating. I mean, it's not like I'm not particularly nervous about us being like changed by success.
Except you're just automatically buying season tickets.
Except I will be buying, yes.
It's just straight up season tickets.
Exactly. I'll be buying two things, jewelry and season tickets. You will see me when we like really hit big, you will know, listeners, because I will just be dripping in all kinds of jewels. I am kind of jewelry obsessed. I should have mentioned this earlier, but this is a good moment for me to slide it in there because I kind of feel like I just feel like jewelry holds up the best.
Yeah, I agree.
It does.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing about design. I kind of always have an eye on designer bags, but I have like a designer wallet, a Louis Vuitton wallet, and I hate it because it's like all nicked up. It didn't hold up very well. I would never be able to like pass it down to someone in my family in the same way that I would with jewelry. So anyway, jewelry, 100%. Always.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So that's how you'll know.
Did you hear that, Joey? Thanks, Boo.
You'll know we hit it big because I'll be having
Did you
season
hear
tickets
that,
to everything.
Listeners, any listeners out there that happen to have a crush on me or Heidi?
Send us jewelry.
Jewelry,
please. Even dick necklaces. I can't believe I'm not wearing mine.
I know, we've actually had somebody send us jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
There you go.
Yes.
There it is. So yeah, I mean, I think that has been a tremendous experience to be able to refine our show, get it dialed in, and really not have too much change as far as like what we bring to it and the kind of energy we show up with. So that's really awesome.
I mean, what's growing is like our platform and our audience and our skills around what we're doing. But what hasn't changed is like I still say the same shit I was saying on the first episode.
That's right.
Like
it's important.
Consistency here, friends. I'm going to be consistent for you. Consistently critical.
Consistent. It's good.
I'm not always critical.
It's important. Trust me. Your voice is very important. It needs to be heard.
Well, so here's an example of how I'm fully integrated with this podcast and how like a little bit growing some confidence because I've been going through some weird shit at work for a couple years now, ever since a shift happened.
Yeah.
And that had nothing to do with the podcast and had everything to do with work. And I've been like this new, like, well, I'm just going to be myself. Because for a long time at work, I always just wanted to be like what the model pharmacist looks like.
Work, Sandy.
Yeah. And I seriously suppressed my personality and the shit that I had to say. And then so after this shift happened a couple summers ago, I was like, I just lost all fucks. And so the thing about my personality is I have shit to say, but I'm not mean. I don't assassinate character. I'm not inappropriate. Like I'm just a woman with opinions.
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to my profession, I have opinions about the work we do.
Yeah.
And I don't keep it quiet. I don't have to because I'm afraid that like somebody might get sensitive.
Yeah, and because also sick kids with cancer or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know, sick kids.
Sick kids.
You can justify anything around that.
So this is totally unrelated to the sick kids and more related to like me, just just finding my voice
and having zero fucks
so
Sandy.
Apparently there's this fantasy football thing going around that the kids like to do these days.
Yeah.
And it's going around my coworkers. There's this fantasy football group and I think they're all,
it's called a league.
Yeah, it's a league. So they all can like text on group chat or something in this league.
Yeah.
So they're complaining today how there's two coworkers invited this one guy in and he's pissing everybody off and he's making comments that are pissing everyone off, and he offered a trade to one of my coworkers who's really known for being very calm, cool, and collected, and you never see this guy get mad.
Yeah. And
this guy said back, well, who let this jackass in this group anyway?
Right. Oops.
And everybody was like, no, I don't say oops. I say. And everybody was like, oh my God, Kyle, yes. And so everybody's like, I can't believe you said that. Go, Kyle, And one of the women who's in the group with a bunch of men said, I know, I thought he was a jackass. I've been wanting to say that, but I didn't want to cause drama. And I was like, I think it's really like dope that Kyle said it, but I really wish you would have said it.
Right.
Because I'm sick of women not wanting to cause drama. So she's like, well, I didn't want to cause drama. And I'm like, I didn't want to cause drama. And then another woman pipes in, well, there's a time and a place. I'm like, there's a time and a place. And I'm like, you know what? If it's
Say what you
fantasy
want.
fucking football, if you have something to say
it.
Be you, own your shit, say it.
Yeah, I like it.
Fantasy football.
It's necessary.
If there's one place where you could ask who let this jackass in the league, it's
Probably fantasy
football. Yeah. So I'm like, I really felt just like a strong feeling of like, why does this woman not feel like she can use her voice in this scenario, in this setting?
You know what? She's not listening to enough All Go
I know.
Pod.
I know.
I hope you send her the link.
Yeah. But the best thing is I walked out of there just feeling like $1,000,000. I'm like, I don't give a fuck if I say something that isn't popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's amazing.
Like,
it's so important for our show. So
and I look really good and I have a really good life. So
you're all set. Well, I love it. Do you have any goals for the show or anything as we head into the new year?
Yeah. Well, so there's been this word on the street in the studio when we've been taking everything down after every podcast that 2019 is going to be our year.
Yes. I think it's going to be our year.
So goals are that we're ready to blow up. We're ready to get these subscribers rolling in, the downloads rolling in.
That's true. So that means that our listeners need to share our podcast with their friends. And that's important. I'm going to continue to DM our links to anyone that follows us. So you'll get an unsolicited link to our podcast, which you should listen to, and then hit the subscribe button. We're going to maybe try. I think that I am certain that we're going to be able to do this by the end of 2019, by the middle to end of 2019. But we originally talked about going to San Diego. You're going to be going to San Diego in February anyway. And I talked about meeting you down there and us doing some kind of podcasting thing there, whether it's like to take part in a podcasting event that's going on or to just do something down there. So we'll see what we can do. I think that would be a great kind of goal for us for 2019 is to get to another city and do some kind of pod event there.
Yes. Like when I'm thinking about like what I'm manifesting for this podcast for 2019, I'm going to go big. Like what I would like us to do is to take this on tour.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
So that's what I'm manifesting for the podcast for
I think we could do that.
2019.
I actually think getting on tour is a little bit easier than we think it is.
I don't think it's hard. I'm manifesting it for 2019.
That's right. How many days have you been manifesting it for? Because maybe it's cooked. Maybe you're ready.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's ready to just fall into our laps.
Well, I was kind of thinking about that because as I've been thinking about finishing my book and heading on a book tour, it turns out that it's easier to go on a book tour than I thought. Like, especially because I'm self-publishing my book. I don't need like a publisher to set me up with a bunch of places. I basically just call each place and say, hey, I'm coming. Can I come talk at your bookstore for 30 minutes or whatever? And people are like, yeah, okay, or whatever. And also you can get a PR team to help you with that. And I just feel like for us, we could basically figure out what cities do we want to go to and then figure out who we need to talk to get booked at places there. Boom. It's basically done.
Done and done.
Going on tour in 2019.
Yeah, I'm
awesome.
glad I manifested that.
Thanks for saying it out loud.
Yeah,
you're
welcome.
That's good. If we could wait till a couple more months till Lemon's a little older, that's the only thing. I'm the primary caregiver for Lemon at the moment.
We'll just put her in a crate with Weebay.
That's true. We can put her in a crate. That is the one thing about getting a puppy from like 8 weeks as opposed to getting a puppy who's already damaged at 6 weeks is that, like she was great in the car today. We have the opportunity to take her in the car and our dog Henry is horrendous in the car because he had to drive up here. They drove him up here from Fresno. And every time we get in the car, he thinks that he's going back to Fresno. You know what I mean?
Our little LMB is from Fresno.
Oh, that's so cute. I wonder if they're friends.
He's pretty jacked up, too.
I know.
What are they doing to the animals in Fresno?
Well, you know what? That's actually really interesting. Without pissing off a bunch of Fresno... Well, this might piss off a bunch of Fresno listeners, but in the vein of like I have zero fucks to care or zero fucks to give, Jeff and I were talking about the fact that there might be a different pet ownership culture in Fresno, in places like Fresno, where people like just leave their dogs out in the yard or leave their,
that happens in Portland.
Yeah, it does happen in Portland too. Yes. So anyway, just all to say that might be how we think that might. I don't know. I have no idea how our dog ended up in Fresno or what happened to him, but he's here and he hates being in the car. So having a new little tiny puppy, she doesn't hate being in the car yet, so that's good. She did already pee in the house twice though, so.
Well, yeah. It's her first day.
I'm like, is that supposed to happen? I don't know.
Follow the monk's crate plan.
Yes.
That's what we did with Weebs.
Yeah.
He is solid.
Yeah. So you crate him, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joey followed the monk's plan. They give you I just got so excited I spit. Maybe this is one more thing I'm excited about is my puppy. they actually lay out a schedule for you of what the day should look like.
Yes. I listened to it. I listened to it on audio and then I forgot all of it. So I need to go back and re-listen to it because I want to make sure I do that. Yeah,
write it down and do it to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
Obviously, Joey wasn't perfect, but he followed it to the best of his ability. Weaves is killing it. He sleeps through the night most nights. Sometimes he wakes up, but when he wakes up, it's because he has to go potty.
Yeah.
And then we let him out and go potty, and he comes back in. He's like chill as fuck.
Yeah. So one of the things I'm hoping is that we do have a giant blanket that was at the farm that that Lemon's mom Clover slept on for a couple of days, and slept, and like so we have this big blanket that smells like that that's in her crate. She's gonna be crate training. We're gonna crate train her. We crate train Henry. It's like I think it's really I actually think it's the only way to have a pet and not have your house covered in dog shit and dog piss or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you just have to.
Yeah. I mean,
and they like it.
I have an N of 2 now because I crate trained Tessa.
Yeah.
And the only time she peed on the floor was when she was on prednisone. I totally stand by it. I can't believe I forgot to ask you when you were talking about picking up Lemon. Did Lemon share a creepy, tragic goodbye with her mother?
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know because actually her mom Clover was picked up yesterday.
Yeah, I think that they're not supposed to. Mm-hmm. We had that. It was so sad. We were holding Weebay and he was the last one. Uh-huh. And his mom came up and was just like sniffing him in such a way that only like a mother, you could tell she's like, that's my baby.
Yeah.
And we're holding him and she's sniffing him and she's standing right by. She won't leave the side. And we're like, oh, shit.
Oh, God.
It's about to go down.
Well, it's really interesting because the breeder, Julie is her name, and the breeding the Labrador breeder is Santiam River Valley Labrador Retrievers. And this is not their first rodeo. They are definitely not a puppy mill, though. She was like, hey, guys, you ready? She picked Lemon up, even though Clover, there was one other litter mate left who's going to be there for a whole nother week. So it was Lemon and one other litter mate. Clover, the mom, was picked up yesterday. So she just popped Lemon up. She's like, you guys ready? Here you go. Gave it to us. And she like basically just shuttled it, gave us our paperwork, went over all the stuff, and just like shuttled us right out of there. It was so fast. We got back in the car and I was like, yeah, there must be a reason that they do it that way. And now I know there is.
It was awkward.
So anyway,
I mean, Weebay didn't know, but his mom
you guys
sure as hell did. It was actually really, his mom knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his mom knew.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's a bit of a digression from our 2019 goals, but we know so clearly what our 2019 goals are that we don't need to spend any more time on them. So,
well, from a year and wrap up standpoint too, because I remember when we did our 2017, 2018, you were like, 2017's been a great year.
Oh, that's true. I did have a great 2017.
It wasn't supposed to be a great year for anybody, but you had a great year. But then we both kind of had a great year.
2018 was personally, and that's actually a really good point. That's a great point. 2018 was a bomb year for me.
Yeah.
It was a bomb year for you.
Yeah. I mean, if I wasn't depressed, it'd be better. So I could have felt the joy that I should have experienced in my incredible year.
I can't even with you. But yes, you are having an incredible year, and I am having an incredible year.
I felt the joy.
I mean, even like beyond like the podcast, like being able to, for me, it's like the podcast, marrying the love of my life, blending our family deeper, adopting this puppy that's got me terrified, leaving my job, being able to put some attention into my book, getting close to hitting my deadlines on that. I mean, it's like,
it's a huge year.
The wheels are turning. It is really a big, big deal. Getting to see my nieces, seeing my brother and sister-in-law a couple of times this year. I mean, I just really feel like boom, 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 So, and you have had a ton of personal success this year as well.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think for me, just the fact that like I actually got married this year makes it a huge year. I don't need more than that.
Yeah.
And so but I always think of like growth, and from a growth standpoint, there's definitely been some growth. It doesn't seem like huge, but like, when I think about you and your year, like it's like growth is the word that comes to mind. Like I have seen you grow so much this year.
Thank you.
Seriously. And it's inspiring to watch, and just being on this road with you this past year has been just inspiring to be beside you.
Yeah, being on this podcast has just, I mean, it's like whoosh, it's almost like we got on the top of a water slide together.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, except I think you chose the slide that's like this, and I'm like, where's the big one that I can fit my raft in?
You want to go on the lazy river slide.
Can I get in the lazy river?
I dragged you on the 150 vertical drop.
And now I have a huge wedgie and my top came off. Just So thank you.
You're welcome. I do what I can.
Yeah.
If that sounds like something you're interested in, you can hit me up at HeidiBcoaching.com. Thanks for the testimonial,
Yes.
Sandy. It's amazing.
Wedgie top off.
I love it. I love it.
Slide that goes like this.
Well, that is really all the time we have for the show tonight. It flew by. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
Do you have anything else that you need to add? Need to add?
No.
Want to add? I'm stoked to carry this energy into the next year. A huge shout out to Island Station Media Lab and to Mark for getting us all set up. Every time we come in here, we got another piece of flair going on our set. It's so amazing.
Yes.
I don't know if anyone can see, but we have flowers in the middle of our desk right now. And it's okay that you can't see them. And and we're all good to go. And it's been a really great year. I think the next time we come in here, we might be in the new year. I probably should have checked that before I had us do the year and wrap up. But it'll be New Year by next time we come in here.
Yeah, no, we are.
Yeah.
It will be. I also wanted to ask because we love the fix your life questions.
Oh my God, last week's question was so good.
So keep those coming in. You could DM us on Instagram all.gold.
.pod.
That's so hard to say.
Alt.gold.pod.
Or allgoldpod.com.
That's right.
Submit a form or email us at goldengirls@allgoldpod.
Correct.
Yeah, allgoldpod.com. But we also apparently can give some pretty good dog training advice. Yeah. So, I mean, we can fix your life. We can fix your dog's life.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. So
anyway.
If
you hated that digression, just know that somebody out there with a puppy
needed a
little bit of help.
That's right.
Yeah.
We are sending you love, light, and gold from Portland tonight. And don't forget to
stay vigilant.